The heart of Campus Focus can be found in our tagline, which is connecting people to God. To put it simply, Campus Focus is a student organization at the University of Akron, and it's the college ministry of the chapel. I would argue that there is no stage of life that is more formative than your post-high school years. So we want to come alongside those in this stage of life as they're exploring what's next, and as they're discovering all of these things about themselves and all of these things about life. We want to point them towards Jesus in all of that.
We want students, when they end their time with us, to be stronger and more committed followers of Jesus.
When I have the opportunity to hear a student say, "This is who I was, but this is who I am now," and to hear however big of a role Campus Focus played in that, that excites me.
I grew up in a Christian family, but I hadn't really made my faith my own yet. I could prove, that there's evidence for God's existence. And so when I stepped into college, I was ready for everyone to fight against me. I'm like, I got all the arguments ready. I'm ready to go. Here we go. And I was more surprised when, I joined a small group and all that, and it's, people want a relationship with God. They're not here to argue about philosophical things. They're here to actually have a relationship with God, have a relationship with one another, which I completely lacked at the time. It was really encouraging to see them, but it also hurt that now I know wow, I really never had a relationship with God when I thought I did. I was on my knees just crying in my dorm room, and there was a moment where it just kind of clicked. The main part of Campus Focus that helped me to come to that realization was small groups, was people around me that took their relationship with Jesus seriously and was willing to pour into me and show me what that looked like.
A few years ago, Kayla asked us to pray about becoming small group, next-gen leaders.
I wasn't looking for Campus Focus. They weren't on the radar.
I really feel like it was just the plan of the Lord for us to get involved in Campus Focus. I've had no joy like this ministry ever really in my life, that we may influence someone's child for the Lord who otherwise might have gone astray.
He's created this family. It's like I got all these daughters and sons in this small group. I have found so many young adults as examples of the Christian walk, seriously committed, serious in their devotion, in their outreach to their fellow students, and it's been an encouragement to me. I'm supposed to be encouraging them, but I've found so much encouragement just in watching their example.
The A2 houses are 2 houses that we own right off of the university's campus.
These are 2 houses that are an extension of the Campus Focus ministry and actually house 11 of our students year-round.
A2 stands for Acts 2, and it's this idea that these new followers of Jesus came together and did life together, life on life, and they lived in such a way that the people who saw them, who witnessed them, were curious. They had favor with all of the people and said, I want to know about that God.
Well, the original purpose of these houses was to do just that, to show young people what it looks like to live in biblical community with one another, right? To provide for the needs of those throughout the Campus Focus ministry and to be a light to the community of Akron around them.
God used the A2 house to change my life because it showed me the example of how we are all called to live. Living sacrificially, living with an open hand, understanding that our time is not our own, our possessions, we give it all up to God. Since getting married, my wife and I have opened up our home to multiple people who just needed a place to stay. I think the A2 house really gave the example of giving up our own space for the sake of others.
God completely transformed my life through Campus Focus. My first night at Campus Focus, I kind of realized that there was something different about the people.
Before Campus Focus, my faith was in a very stagnant place. I was pretty wayward and not committed to the mission of God. But through Campus Focus, Christ has really changed my heart on that. And I see now that I have an opportunity every day to recommit myself to Christ and follow Him and spread His word.
I had a lot of social anxieties. I would turn, to alcohol in social settings, but I realized once I was filled with the Spirit, He took away the worries I had of the world and what people thought of me. I realized I wanted to go all in for the Lord.
Before attending Campus Focus, my goal in life was to make sure that people liked me. I never made Jesus a priority, never followed him. Ever since that breakaway 2016, I've just understood that my value and worth is found in Jesus Christ, that God, through his son Jesus, was like my entire life, and that anything without it is not worth living for.
When I see hundreds of college students worshiping on a Thursday night, sometimes I'm in shock that, wait a minute, they're actually, college students want to know about Jesus.
If you don't know much about Campus Focus, just know that across the street there are thousands of college students, and hundreds show up in this building on Thursday nights to hear the word, some for the first time.
This generation is really a committed generation. They really are serious about following the Lord. They're serious about growing. They want to learn how to pray. They want to learn how to pray in a group. They want to learn how to study their Bibles. They are hungry for the Lord.
Through Campus Focus, through small groups at Campus Focus, through the people at Campus Focus, through the relationships, God has shown me this is what it looks like to have a relationship with me. I'm like, wow. It's just a beautiful thing.